Shall we do another video? Yeah, I think we should. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch and today we are going to be taking a look at Sandaconda VMAX. A very exciting card that I haven't had a chance to look at yet. I mean, taking 4 weeks off probably doesn't help. But anyway, what we are going to do is we're going to jump across to PTCGO now and take a look at the deck list. But before we do that, if you're excited to see this deck list, then please leave a like, comment, do that kind of stuff. You know how it works. So let's get started. Here's the deck list. Now, Sandaconda is obviously a very popular Pokemon over at the Pokemon Company International because it's got a VMAX Pokemon, but it also has 2 different Vs already, which is frankly quite concerning, especially when they won't give Arcanine any cards. They should really give Arcanine a card, right? Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're going to talk about Sandaconda VMAX here. Sand Pulse is the attack that we're going to be focused on in this particular video. For 1 fighting energy, we do 60 damage, and then 20 to each of our opponent's benched Pokemon. When we combine that with cards like Telescopic Sight, as well as the fresh quick shooting Inteleon, we can deal quite a substantial amount of damage to our opponent's benched Pokemon. Of course, we are relying on them having VMAXs and Vs, but most people are playing those Pokemon, so it's gonna happen. We've also obviously got the Shady Dealings Inteleon line. This is such a popular support line at the moment. It fits quite nicely in here as well, so we're going to be using that as best we can. I've got the split of Sandaconda. We've got the Wall of Sand one from Chilling Rain. 140 damage is acceptable, but really the ability is the thing that gets us across the line here. We take 30 less damage from attacks, which means that technically we can realistically survive something like a Zacian attacking into us, although, to be fair, if that happens, we probably don't like it anyway. I've gone for 3 of the base Sandaconda Vs. Not base set, they're not from base set, they're from a different set. Just ignore me. Sand Eater is another attack that we want to try and utilize so that we can potentially get the energy up for G-Max Cyclone to do 180 damage. Hopefully, this disaster of a deck list works. That's all I can say. Alrighty, so we've got ourselves a relatively good start. Not amazing. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I'm having a great time, but I have cards that are workable. We've got Sandaconda in the active. We've got a Quick Ball. The rest of the hand's not great. No energy and no supporter is a concern, but it's going to be fine. It's always fine. Don't know. My hair just looked weird in the camera there. I think it's just because I'm losing it. Just in this area here. Starting to go a little bit bald. That's okay. We're going to move past that. Oh, an energy off the top deck. That's incredible. Okay, so let's Quick Ball. I'm going to get rid of the Cheryl, and I'm going to grab... I guess I'm going to grab a Sobble. That's gonna have to be it. We'll play that down. We'll play down the Mew so that we can't get absolutely punished by the Urshifu VMAX, and then we'll Sand Eater. We unfortunately don't have any fighting energy in the discard pile, but next turn we do have the Drizzile in order to get ourselves a supporter, so we aren't going to be having too many problems, and we hopefully will be able to start attacking with our Sandaconda this turn. The problem that we are going to have is up against Urshifu. We have discarded the only supporter that is like the tech supporter that's really useful in this matchup, which is Cheryl. Unfortunately, discarded that. Maybe I shouldn't have done it, but it's fine. It's not like our opponent's going to pop off over here, Drizzile off the Level Ball into a research, which is going to be fantastic, frankly. I'm very excited to see them draw a fresh set of cards. I did see, actually, and if I remember to, I might even put a picture of it on the screen, but the brand new Professor Oak Professor's Research? That's super cool. Is that a spoiler? Do people know about these cards? I know about them. And I've been out of the game for a month, so if you don't know about them, then... Whoops. Anyway, it looks incredibly cool, and I feel like it's probably worth replacing Professor Juniper. I don't know. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Would you prefer to see Professor Oak or Professor Juniper in the full arts from now on? We got the Drizzile. We are going to grab ourselves an Evo Incense. I actually don't really care about my opponent drawing cards. I don't think that I need to draw cards. It's overrated. We're going to get ourselves a Sandaconda, and we're just going to Sand Pulse. We're going to deal 60 damage to the active, 20 to everything else on the bench. And we are now... we're taking 40 damage less than we traditionally would against any Pokemon. What am I doing? What am I saying? 40 damage less, which is going to be good if they do choose to use their Gale Thrust. They will only be dealing 110 damage, and hopefully our Inteleon can find us access to another VMAX and a supporter. That would be great. Actually, maybe not even the VMAX, but definitely the supporter. We really need another energy. That's going to be the big one, to be honest. And these two Inteleons coming down are very frightening. They are going to negate that damage reduction. So we are going to see quite a bit of damage popping onto that Sandaconda. So our Sandaconda VMAX is dead next turn. That is for certain. I wonder how we can go about doing this. I would love to just Cheryl, you know, but it's in the bin. Anyway, we'll see how we go. They've got the Karate Belt, so they can attach that if they'd like. Obviously not going to do too much at the moment, but it is relatively useful. They deal 110, and we are... Mallow Lana, hello? Oh, the worst part is we can't realistically use it. What are we going to do here? I think we grab Research, Marnie maybe? Erika's could be good. I'm going to grab Research. I'm going to grab... let's think here. I think I'm going to grab the Evo Incense. I'm going to get the Spinner, because then we can get the attachment onto the Sandaconda in the active, and then I can G-Max Cyclone and move all of the damage off of the Sandaconda onto the benched Sandaconda. Let's Research. Unfortunately, we're losing even more healing here. But you know what? We've managed to find a ton of extra stuff. Let's grab a Sandaconda with our Evo Incense here. We'll evolve that one. And then we can probably afford to get rid of one of these Professor's Research in order to grab a Sobble. And this will be good because it means that next turn we can utilize Drizzile. And we'll be in a pretty good spot, frankly. Let's move all these energies off of our Sandaconda in the active. We'll chuck them all onto the bench, and then we will pass the turn. Now, they obviously will be able to knock out my Sandaconda here with the 2 pinks from Inteleon. That's just a given. I'm just accepting that. Realistically, we've got enough to get ourselves into a position to attack again next turn. We can take a knockout even if our opponent leaves this Urshifu in the active, but they probably won't. So I feel like we're going to be looking at a turn where we might have to sacrifice maybe Inteleon. That could potentially be the Pokemon to put into the active. We might even throw the Sobble away. We don't really need that, but we want to hold the Drizzile, utilize that if we can. So I'm thinking that our best option is probably Inteleon. We can always retreat out of that with a single fighting energy, which we can definitely get to. What we really want to see is we really want to find a shitty boy. What was it called? It was the sight, Telescopic Sight. Brain failed to work. Telescopic Sight is going to be the card that we really want, because we want to put a lot of pressure on these VMAX Pokemon as best we can. And it looks like our opponent is spreading out their attacking threats. So we're in a spot. I don't know if it's a good spot, but it's definitely a spot. They're going to attack. Oh my god, they're going to boss the Mew. That's literally one of the worst things that could have happened. Okay, so we're going to promote the Sandaconda. Now I think our game has become very awkward, I guess. We're going to play down the Drizzile. Drizzile here will grab us 1 trainer card, and I'm thinking we grab the Scoop Up Net. What we can do is we can scoop up the Inteleon here. Let's throw down the Guzmahala. We're going to grab a Stadium and a special energy and a tool card. We'll get rid of the Drizzile and also the Sobble, because we don't need those anymore. We'll attach the Stone Energy, we'll attach the Telescopic Sight, and then we will Sans Pulse, which is going to deal a ton of damage, frankly. And now we've left ourselves in a decent spot. Not a great spot, but a decent spot, because our opponent now, they can hit into our Sandaconda, they'll be able to hit into us for a relatively large amount of damage, but they cannot win the game this turn. They can't knock the Drizzile out unless they gust it, so they are going to need to utilize their quick shooting Inteleons to put damage on the Sandaconda. Now, we've got Mallow Lana in our hand, so we should be okay to heal one time. One time is all that we get. So hopefully it all works out for us. But this is kind of like a weird good but bad spot, right? This is like not terrible, but it's definitely not good. Because our Sandaconda in the active is going to need to survive a lot here. If we had a Cheryl, in the deck, then I would feel a lot better. But knowing that it's gone, it's a bit of a concern. They're going to replace the stadium there. That's not a problem. And they're going to use Pokemon Communication to get rid of Dedenne, and they're probably going to grab another VMAX. Just to make it that little bit harder for me. Oh, they're just going to grab another Dedenne. Okay, fair enough. Looks like they're researching or something similar then. I think we might actually be okay. It of course relies on a lot of different aspects. Lots of things could go wrong here. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's going to be fine, because it's frankly probably not. But it's not too bad. They've dealt 90 damage to us. We can Mallow and Lana this away. I'm going to evolve into Inteleon. And we are going to grab ourselves a couple of cards. I'm thinking Reset Stamp seems pretty good. They've only got 2 prizes left. Scoop Up Net is definitely useful, because we're going to need to scoop up the Inteleon off of the bench. We can either grab the stamp, or we can grab like another card that we want to discard. Because we might want to hold on to that Professor's Research, to be honest. Let's grab Quick Ball, because Quick Ball can thin and also be discard. Actually, no, we should probably get let's get the Erika. And draw some more cards if we can down the track. Let's Mallow and Lana. We are going to switch into our benched Inteleon. We'll get rid of the Erika and the Research. We'll hold onto the other Research in our hand. We will scoop up all of these bad boys here. And then I think we probably just go in for the Sand Pulse again, right? I will play down the Sobble, because we can use the Drizzile again. It doesn't really matter if they knock it out. It makes no difference. We will Sand Pulse. And now, surprisingly, we're actually in an okay position. Next turn, we take a knockout on at least one Urshifu VMAX. If we have 2 more turns in this game, we could go on to win it. The problem will be getting those 2 turns. But we can only try, right? We can only try. We're gonna give it a red hot crack. The most that they're dealing here was 90, right? They're gonna Marnie away our Drizzile and our Inteleon. Fair enough. So it looks like we could have potentially done some thinning there instead of getting rid of the Erika, because now we're gonna have 1 less support card to draw. But you know what? We've drawn into something that's even better. We've drawn into a Mallow and Lana and also a Level Ball. We don't need the Level Ball right now. What we do need, though, actually, let's say we got the Boss's Orders even. That's better, to be honest. Because what we can do is we can gust out the other VMAX if we want, or any other Pokemon, and put some pressure on it. We could even gust out one of these Inteleons if we'd like as well. Could that potentially be useful? It'll slow them down for sure. Let's gust out the Inteleon. This is a bold play. We'll see if it pays off. We're going to Sand Pulse. That will knock out the active. It'll knock out a VMAX as well. And now it gives us a chance to try and win the game next turn if we have access to a Boss's Orders again. Then we potentially win the game. But actually, no. No. This is perfect, because it's worked out even better than I thought. Because now that we've taken those prizes, our opponent has to win the game this turn, or otherwise we G-Max Cyclone for the victory. I forgot about the second attack. So they can retreat all they like, they can deal 90 damage, I don't care. Then we can G-Max Cyclone and just take the knockout. Sometimes I impress even myself. I was just trying to slow down the amount of damage that they dealt, and I accidentally put myself into a checkmate. Well, there you go. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. They got the Mew down just a little bit too late. We did win here. G-Max Cyclone for the game. And Sandaconda takes down probably one of the best decks in the format at the moment. Alrighty, a pretty solid start, and we just top decked a quick ball, didn't we? Oh my word, that suddenly makes this deck, this hand very, very good. Let's grab the Sobble, and then we will quick ball away the boss. We will grab ourselves a Sandaconda, and then we will attach. And to be honest, I think that's pretty much all we need to do. We're up against a pretty good deck, though. Ice Rider Calyrex is incredibly strong, and they have the Mew on the first turn, so that's going to make this a little bit more difficult. We obviously can knock that Mew out, but we don't want to give our opponent a lot of time. And they have a lot of cards as well, which is a concern. A quick calling probably for another Sobble here, you would think, yes. And we will wait and see what they go for after this. Calyrex obviously incredibly strong, and all that it really needs to be successful here is one energy, but they've missed it. Okay. We've top decked a Professor's Research. To be honest, that's not even the supporter that I want to play. Like, how brutal is that? But I don't even think that I really want to play Professor's Research here if I don't have to. I'm going to play Evo Incense. We're going to grab another Drizzile here. We're just going to start lining these guys up. We will search the deck for another Pokemon. Another trainer. We'll grab Evo Incense again, I think. And with that Evo Incense, we will search through the deck and grab ourselves a Sandaconda VMAX. Because we can scoop up the active Drizzile. We can put the Sandaconda in the active. We can evolve the Sandaconda. We can put down the Drizzile, which is just perfect. We can... I think we'll play another game. So that one was really weird, really short. I don't know why they conceded there, but our opponent here... they've got a Fighting and Water. I bet we're playing Rapid Strike again. Everyone seems to be playing at the moment. It's almost as if it won like a large tournament of some description. I don't know. I don't pay attention to these things. Regardless, our opponent grabbing out a Sobble to chuck down onto the bench. And then it is our turn. That's a very slow start. And we've found an energy. I like that. I kind of want to just hold this hand. We're just going to hit for 30 here. Put some pressure on. Make it look like we're not doing a lot. Because to be honest, our opponent's not doing a lot either. So we're happy to just sit back and relax. And then next turn, we can Drizzile, we can Sandaconda, we can Research, and we are away. Now, one thing that I do want to address. I have not looked at the comments for about 4 weeks. I haven't looked at a single comment. If you've been commenting, I appreciate it. Leave a comment now about the thing that I asked you earlier in the video, whatever it was. But I haven't read any of the comments from other videos, so I'm gonna need a bit of time to catch up on those. As I've said, it's quite a tough gig to come back to, this one. We're going to evolve into our VMAX, and then we are going to throw down a Drizzile of our own. We've got pretty much the entire world as our oyster here. I'm thinking it's probably fine to grab a Level Ball. We can grab another Sobble here. Actually, let's grab the Mew, stop that Drizzile from being knocked out. I like that. And then we can Research. We will hope... Oh, look at that. We found a Sobble anyway. That's brilliant. And we've got an energy. It is all going quite well. Let's go with the Sand Pulse here. We'll take the knockout on the active and deal a little bit of damage to the bench and grab ourselves a prize. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to read those comments, so I will try and go back with them and reply to them, because that's one of the things that I pride myself on with this channel, is being able to reply to all of the comments that people make, because I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk to me, because I'm a very lonely boy sometimes. Also, there's almost 14,000 people on this channel. I looked at the subscribers for like the first time in 4 weeks, and people are still subbing. They're still coming along. I frankly cannot believe it. To be brutally honest, it is hard to comprehend, but it is definitely very, very cool. So, what can I say now? They have unfortunately knocked out our Mew here, but we do have Inteleon in our hand, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that Inteleon. We'll attach the energy first. Just put that on the active. I'm going to use this Inteleon here, and I'm going to go through my deck. I'm going to grab a copy of... Let's think, what have we got? I think we could probably go with, like, I don't know. We got this side already. We are definitely going to grab a copy of Ordinary Rod, I think, to get that Mew back. And then we can also grab just something else. It doesn't really matter what it is. I think that they've only got 2 cards in their hand, so Path of the Peak could be a strong choice. Mallow Lana also feels good because I know that they are going to heal quite a lot. Let's go with the Ordinary Rod just to start off with. We'll just put that Mew back in. We are going to Level Ball and grab that Mew back out again, which must be very frustrating for our opponent to have spent so much to try and get those resources together. And then we'll get rid of the Scoop Up Net and whatever that other card was. We'll grab ourselves some other cards, some other stuff. I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm just knocking things out. I like it. We're going to leave the energy where it is. Thank you very much. Let's grab ourselves a prize. Our opponent now has 2 cards in hand. They can't use abilities, and they can't realistically attack for anything of value. I think we've put this guy in a pretty rough position. Now, they did start very slowly, which is fair enough. But they've not done anything. So, you know, we've just attached the capture energy, I guess. We'll grab another Sandaconda. That seems fine. Put the Telescopic Sight on that. We will probably just attack, I think. Just G-Max Cyclone, 180. Let's move some energy off, just in case something crazy happens. We'll put it onto the Sandaconda on the bench. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think we're going to win this game. In fact, I think they're going to concede right now. Right now. Right now. We got there in the end. So it turned out this deck was pretty solid. I mean, it's nothing like world-beating, but it's definitely acceptable playability-wise. I'm giving it a B. It can hold up against a lot of good decks. I mean, we saw it play one real game, but it won that game, and it was against Rapid Strike Urshifu, so that's pretty solid. Consistency-wise, though, I am giving this one a C. It is slightly less consistent than I would like, and obviously the power behind it when it does get going is not necessarily as big as you would like, but it is still relatively acceptable. Value-wise and fun-wise, I'm giving it a B on both counts. It's relatively cheap. These VMAXs are not too expensive, and you can obviously use the Inteleon lines in other decks. Every deck that we played against played that line today, and, you know, spreading damage around with Sandpulse is a lot of fun. Overall, a B- grade. Not a terrible deck, an acceptable one for sure. And so like that, we come to the end of another video. Thank you very much to everyone that's on the screen over here for being a supporter of the channel. And thank you to you for continually showing up, even though my upload schedule is even less consistent than I would like it to be. But you know what? I'm getting better, and that's all that we can ask. Just every now and then, just doing a video every now and then, that's all it needs to be. You know what? I'm going to leave it at that. My voice is a little bit tired, and I'm ready for a nap. And yeah, that's about it. You know Evolutions is coming out soon? How good's that? I've forgotten how to end videos.